fighters. No, she remembered Kit had told her, his fighter pilot's far-seeing eyes crinkling up at the corners with amusement as he had leaned forward and told her boldly, "I meant because of our success with the fairer sex." She had pretended to be dismissive, tossing her head as they stood together at the small bar of the packed Cambridgeshire pub on that breathlessly hot summer night. But when a careless airman, over-eager to get to the bar before the beer ran out, had accidentally bumped into her, she hadn't complained when Kit had made a grab for her waist. "To protect you," he had assured her guilelessly. Over 6 foot tall, broad-shouldered, with a shock of thick, wavy dark hair, and the kind of good looks and easy charm that had already got him a 9 out of 10 rating in the WAF canteen. The sudden jerk of the train's brakes brought her back to the present. Diane reached up to the overhead luggage rack to remove her kit bag, ready to join the stream of people disembarking at Lime Street. So this was Liverpool. The voices all around her certainly had very different accents from those in Cambridgeshire, although the Liverpool accent wasn't the only one swelling the noise in the busy station, and Diane's eyes widened a little when she saw how many Americans there were clustered around in large groups. They would, of course, be the Yanks from the American base at Burtonwood. The station platforms were busy with men in uniform, with the distinctively dressed women of the Women's Voluntary Service also very much in evidence with their tea-urns. One of the friendly WVS women was happy to explain to Diane how to get to her billet on Chestnut Close. The summer sunshine had enough warmth in it to make her walk a pleasant one, and to allow her to pause to stare in shocked compassion at the blitzed and bombed-out centre of the city. She could see huge gaps where it looked as though whole streets had disappeared, and smaller ones where only a single house had gone, leaving the rest of the street intact. The city was very different from the pretty Hertfordshire village where she'd grown up. Her parents were far from well off, but their semi was one of several on a quiet, leafy lane opposite the village green and duck pond. Diane had grown up knowing virtually everyone in the village. She couldn't help contrasting the pretty, comfortable calm of her home village with the devastation of this powerful northern port city. She had been so busy with her own thoughts that she could now see the Picton clock landmark she had been warned meant that she'd gone too far and missed her turning. An elderly woman, obviously having noticed her looking around, came over to her. "Lost your way, have you?" she inquired. "I've been billeted to Chestnut Close," Diane explained, "but I think I've missed my turning." "Well, as to that," the other woman sniffed, "you have, yes. This is Wavertree, not Edgehill." The way she stressed what she obviously considered to be the superiority of Wavertree made Diane smile. A similarly petty type of snobbery existed in Melham on the Green. "And, of course, we aren't supposed to give out directions to strangers," the elderly lady added pompously. "No, indeed," Diane responded with suitable gravity. "There's some folks that live there that like to claim that it's in Wavertree on account of it being on the border, but even if they are right, the better part of Wavertree is further up the road past the tennis club and that. I expect you play tennis, do you? I used to play myself when I was younger." Diane made her excuses as tactfully as she could. The older woman's questions had brought a fresh wave of painful memories. The previous summer, she and Kit had just managed to snatch the mixed doubles trophy from the previous year's winners at the Cambridgeshire courts, where they and other members of the RAF squadrons based locally played. It had been at the tennis club, on a warm September night just after the Battle of Britain, not yet 2 years ago, that Kit had proposed to her. If they'd got married straight away, instead of deciding to wait, would things have been any different? It didn't take Diane long to retrace her steps and find the turning into Chestnut Close, which turned out to be a neat collection of small semi-detached homes and terraces of 4 interlinked red brick houses with low red brick front garden walls and privet hedges. Number 24 was about a quarter of the way down Chestnut Close, and Diane suspected that she saw several sets of net curtains twitching as she walked up its tidy gravel path. The front door was opened the moment she knocked. "Come in, dear," she was instructed by Mrs. Lawson, a small, plump woman in her 50s who greeted her. "I've been expecting you. Tired eye in part 2, I'm sure. I'll put the kettle on and then I'll take you up and show you the room. You'll be sharing, did they tell you that? Another young lady who's working at Derby House. I told them when they asked me if I'd have some lodgers that with me being a widow and liking things just so, I'd take only young ladies. Not that some of them I've had have been what I'd call ladies, but then I can tell you're a decent sort. I'm Mrs.